And now, delivered to you straight from the 505's most news-biting source of comma-tainment, it's the New Mexican Inquisition with Danger Caveros.
Hello everybody, what's up? My name is Isiah Yazzie and welcome to the New Mexico Inquisition. Woo! We got some great guests tonight for you. We got a slam poet by the name of Cathy Cook. We got the director of Progress Now, Lucas Herndon. And we got myself, like I said, Isiah Yazzie. So let's get these jokes started. So, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development awarded the Trumbull neighborhood $3.5 million to improve cracked sidewalks and roads. Tim Keller stated, "It will improve walkability, increase neighborhood pride, and set the foundation for economic growth." Yeah, for those who don't know this neighborhood, we refer to it in Albuquerque as the war zone. So yeah, this is great news for the war zone because it's extremely difficult to crip walk on cracked sidewalks. Yeah? Oh, hey, Holmes, crip on a crack, you break your mom's back. Okay, so New Mexicans are voting on whether to create an ethics commission. In the last 13 years, New Mexico has been faced with political corruption scandals. 2 state treasurers, 2 state senators, a secretary of state, and a deputy insurance superintendent. Whew, that's a lot. So New Mexico is only one of 6 states without an ethics commission. And I bet when it does pass, it won't be long until we're the only state with a corrupt ethics commission. I can see it now in the headlines. New Mexico Ethics Commission, 49th in the nation. Yeah, so 30 New Mexico residents have been identified and diagnosed with salmonella after cooking raw beef since late August. It's weird because I just thought everybody was getting sick because of all the Steve Pierce attack ads on TV. Ooh, Steve Pierce. He's actually one of 6 siblings to stay in New Mexico, so lucky us, right? Las Cruces man was shot by his dog. Yes, he was shot. He left his gun in the back seat with his dog, and I guess the pup pulled the trigger, and it shattered the man's collarbone and breaking his ribs. This is like a fitting story, though, especially today, because you're more statistically likely to be killed by a dog you know than a dog in a gang. Yeah, so the New Mexico Department of Health ordered a federal judge to provide official designation for 2 medical marijuana dispensaries. Yeah. One of them was supposed to be in a senior living facility. Yeah, so like isn't that great? Like old people and pot, like what a way to bridge the gap of millennials and old people, you know, like, No, it's your greens, Granny. You take the greens. Oh, you need help with the lighter. I'm sorry, they should make more friendly elderly lighters, right? So yeah, Tim Keller signed a deal with Netflix last week. Yeah, with our new economic bestie. So Netflix, I know we've like chilled and Netflix, but I would like to chill more, if that's okay with you. Okay, awesome, Netflix. A Roman Catholic priest from Iowa came down to New Mexico in 1986 after confessing to sexually abusing dozens of children. But however, joke's on them. We sent former Mayor Richard Berry back to Iowa months ago. Okay. Richard Berry is like a guy who accidentally gets a female pregnant and is like, ah! And he like runs away and all of us have to take care of this little abandoned girl named Art. But superhero stepdad Tim Keller stated, he was talking about how he's not going to allow the buses to be put back on the roads until he knows they're 100% safe. I actually have a quote right here for you. Sorry about this. So we're not going to let these buses on our streets until we are 100% sure they're safe. Okay, Tim Keller, how about this kind of quote? I like this one. Change one little word. We are not going to let these drivers on our streets until we are 100% sure they're safe. I saw 19 kids get hit trick-or-treating on Halloween. All by uncautious drivers driving too fast. Yes, it was crazy. But that's just Halloween here in Albuquerque. I'm just kidding. It wasn't 19 kids. I'm sorry. But that's another Halloween here in Albuquerque. Did anybody find the apple with a razor in it? No? If you ever do, let me know, because razors are super expensive. And I'm just kidding. I'm Native American and I don't grow any facial hair whatsoever. So we'll be right back with Cathy Cook and Lucas Herndon. Awesome. Thank you, guys, and welcome back, New Mexico. This is the New Mexico Inquisition. My name is Isiah Yazzie, and I am stepping in for Danger. Like I said, we got a slam poet in the house today. Give it up. Woo! Okay, her name is Cathy Cook. So let's give it on over to Cathy Cook, our slam poet for the night.
Thank you, Isiah. Pink dresses, hot pink like freight buses, pale pink. Removed, sophisticated, delicate, flower pink. And every pink is flower pink because the pink dresses are drowning in floral prints. Wide rosebuds and tight waists that always cling too tightly to your chest, and the waist is never right too high above my waist because my bust takes up too much space. Garish roses bursting forth, the brick pink crop top again too small. My bra peeks out on the left and my bra peeks out on the right, and I just don't care because I like how the crop top fits tight. Just enough stomach exposed to say, yes, I am here. Here is Cathy's stomach. Say, touch it. Glorious flat belly, muscles taut, because it's not quite taut. At 16, it was flat, practically flat, like the earth, when people dreamed it up and imagined the ocean, and it fell off into my hips like the ocean, a waterfall into the abyss. It's not round, not moon round, not earth globe gorgeous round, but curves and jiggles. Boobs, breast, chest has always jiggled since 4th grade, and I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with that fat hanging out, beautiful like mountain, like pillow, soft and wiggle, but belly can't show too much belly, only just an inch, because I've been molded to believe that bellies should be flat or else they're titled ugly by the magazines lined up at the grocery store that promise to blast fat in 8 weeks, make flat the folds and rolls that come with any body that bends. Fat can kill, can clog arteries and stop hearts, but it is also a healthy part of body. Fat, muscle, bone, all designed to build a home for my soul to live in. Give me hands and eyes and mouth to rest in. I am trying to unteach myself that fat should be banished from body. In 1910, pink was considered masculine because it was derived from red, the color of the blood that runs once a month between my legs, red like the sun damage in my father's face or the A that labeled Hester a disgrace. Maybe I coat myself in roses to remember the power in my belly to build flesh and bone. Maybe I am in love with the color pink because it's a pale reflection of the blood that makes me human, makes me woman, makes my body home. Thank you.
Awesome.
Hi.
Thank you very much. You can take a seat right here. Awesome. Thank you very much. Wow. So, slam poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did you get started?
I've been doing slam for 3 years.
Okay. So then, was it like a college activity? Was it just something you saw online?
My college roommate was really into it. I was really into poetry already, and then she was like, look at slam, and that was what she was really into. So started going to the local slams, and it's just a cool community.
Okay, yeah, so for maybe all of us, can you describe the difference between poetry and slam poetry?
I mean, slam poetry is performance poetry. So,
So like getting in character.
yeah, there's really no rules other than it has to be a certain time when you go on stage, right? Slams vary between like 1 to 4 minute pieces.
Okay.
But the people who have the most polished performances and the like most engaging dynamics and most engaging, especially like politically engaged work does really well.
Okay.
So those people tend to do well in slams.
So have you done any competitions or?
Yeah, I just got back from the International World Poetry Slam 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
It was really cool. Yeah.
And I know that you are currently the current Albuquerque Poetry Slam champion.
Yeah, that's what let me.
So what did you have to do to gain that title of Poetry Slam champion?
It's like a whole season for slam, right? So the season's like, for the team finals, it's like August to May, and for the individuals, it's like August to the next August. So you go to lots of local slams, and you get enough points, and the people with the most points for going to slams and winning slams compete in the finals.
Okay.
And then whoever wins the finals gets to rep ABQ.
Okay,
nationally.
Nice. Is there a lot of drama in the slam poetry world community?
There's some, yeah.
Yeah, because I've been watching a lot of reality TV, and what you're saying, like, is kind of like a Dance Moms where they like travel and they like follow a certain person, and they're like, Cathy's been doing slam poetry for 3 years. Let's take a look at what it takes to be Albuquerque Poetry Slam champion. So that would be a cool.
It's that much drama.
Okay, but it would be a cool show. Maybe you should start that.
Yeah,
So like you said, a lot of successful slam poets are gather inspiration from political issues.
Yeah, it tends to be really politically engaged work.
Okay, and so then could you describe your work? What gave you the inspiration for what you just performed?
That piece is like 3 years old, which is why it's so polished. So when I wrote it, I was dealing with coming to terms with having an adult woman's body, as opposed to like when you're younger and growing up, your body looks different, right? Yeah. And society gives us a lot of messages about what women should look like and shouldn't look like, and they're very contradictory, toxic messages.
Yeah,
so
yeah, exactly.
I wanted to grapple with that for myself.
Yeah, and so you just were talking about how you've come to terms, and like, so could you give us an example of something that you are using poetry or slam poetry for to release some frustration or tension that's happening in today's political
Yeah, I
world?
mean, I think that this like slam year, I've been writing lots of work about sexuality and sexual violence, which has been a topic that's been in the news a lot, and that's important to me personally. And so it's sort of healing to get on a stage and to talk about your own traumas and to share that with the world. It helps you I think it helps you retell the narrative of like things that have happened to you for yourself in a way that's empowering. And then you never know who's going to be in the audience and connect to it.
Yeah. As a comedian, I feel like we're very similar in ways that we kind of see things in our life and then try to write them into jokes or slam
There's
poetry.
a lot of that. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing stand-up or comedy at all?
I think I have. I don't think I'd be very good at it.
It takes a lot of like emotion, and like that's what drives the scene. And from what I've saw just now, you definitely have it, and you could definitely do comedy if you wanted. I bet. Could you give us your social handles or where we can follow you to see some slam poetry that you're doing in the area?
My Instagram is @cncook_poems. So it's easy to find. And then I have a Twitter @Cathy_daily.
Okay, and then do you perform anywhere in Albuquerque?
Yeah, so I perform at most of the local slams, which are there's 3 a month. So Poetry and Beers, the first Wednesday of the month. Birthday Revolt is the first Thursday of the month. And then Lobo Slam, I think, is the third Wednesday of the month. So
okay.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, you guys have the information for slam poetry and the slam poetry events. Please give another round of applause for Cathy Cook. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after these commercials. Come back, please. Awesome. Welcome back to New Mexico Inquisition. Like I said, my name is Isiah Yazzie, and I have today another guest. He is the Deputy Director of Progress Now. His favorite food is carnitas. Give it up for Lucas Herndon.
Thanks, Isiah.
Yeah, thank you for coming. So how was your day?
Well, it's been a long one. You know, every time I travel up from Las Cruces, it's always a bit of a drive to Albuquerque, but it's a big state, and it's a beautiful drive, so I don't mind.
Okay, so the south of New Mexico, southern New Mexico?
Southern New Mexico,
Okay.
New Mexico Sur.
And it's weird because we were asking him what his favorite food was, and he couldn't remember carnitas, and he's from southern New Mexico.
Well,
But it's okay. So you're here. You're the Deputy Director of Progress Now.
yeah.
So what is Progress Now?
Well, Progress Now, New Mexico, we're a political organization that works on communications issues. We work for Progress, obviously, so we're left of center if there was any question. But the biggest thing we do is we work with nonprofit organizations around the state that are working on actual policy that move the state forward, that have a direct impact on the people in our communities. And we work as a communication organization, and we go both ways. So we take some of their messaging and we talk to legislators about that and how this is an important thing that needs to become policy. And then we go the other way where we talk with the public about how the policy will affect them and what these different nonprofits are doing to help them in their lives.
Okay, so what's the hardest thing to, like if you're trying to pass legislation, what's the hardest thing? Like how do you bribe legislators?
Well,
Green chili, maybe.
green chili,
Pizza.
you know, the Oil and Gas Administration spends a lot of money
yeah.
every year trying to bribe our legislators. But honestly, the best and most effective way to make a legislator do something is to actually get involved in their community and talk to their constituents and have those constituents reach out to them and interact with their democracy in a real way.
Yeah.
In my experience, that has actually way more impact than some of the more questionable methods that we've seen from big spenders like oil and gas.
Can you tell us some of those questionable?
No, I don't really want to get into that. Let's just say ski passes every year. Those
Ah,
kinds
okay,
of things.
okay.
So
Yeah, that makes sense. I was always wondering why there was like a bunch of like fun white politicians on the ski mountain, and I was just like, my mom was like, "No, you can't get food here. It's like $20 a pizza."
that's yeah.
So if a candidate is getting into their community and working within the community, what do voters need to do to be aware of their candidate?
Well, I think that what I've seen in my experience is that the areas that are represented by really good candidates are those places where those candidates are part of the community, and so they're not just coming out like for a state rep or something, you know, like they're not just coming out every 2 years on election time. They're there for city council meetings, they're there for county commission meetings, they're there at neighborhood meetings, they're there at community celebrations, and they show up, you know, and they're part of it, and they know people's names and they know the businesses, and you can run into them when you go out shopping or eating, wherever you are. You know, that's what makes New Mexico a really beautiful place, is that even in some of the bigger parts like Albuquerque or Cruces, they're small enough that you run into these people, and so they're really part of the community. So that's where I've seen real impact is from those legislators that come from the community in the first place, and they don't parachute in from out of state. They don't take money from big, you know, statewide or national organizations. They are genuinely community members that are representing those communities.
Okay, so if a community member wants to vote for a candidate that's from their community, do they need an ID to vote?
No, not in New Mexico.
You don't need an ID?
Not in statewide elections. In Albuquerque, y'all have a weird.
I'm not from Albuquerque.
all right. Well,
I'm from the res.
okay. Well, I'm sitting here in Albuquerque on the set, and I'm not from here, but yeah, when Albuquerque votes for local elections, they have to have voter ID, but statewide or for national elections, you don't need a voter ID.
Okay, and then so where can people check on their voting information?
At nmvote.org, that'll take you to the Secretary of State website, and you can learn about your most local polling area. You can find a sample ballot for your specific area, so not just any statewide or national elections, but if you have a local county commissioner or ballot initiative, you can find all that on a sample ballot at nmvote.org.
Okay, so you said you're from southern New Mexico. Thank you for all that information.
Yeah, for sure.
You're from southern New Mexico. There's a historic race going on in southern New Mexico right now.
Yeah.
Am I right about that?
Are you talking about the CD2 race where we have two women running for that seat? Yeah.
Yes.
That's Yvette Harrell for the Republicans and Xochitl Torres Small for the Democrats.
It was always hard for me to say her name, so I wanted you to say it first.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope I did it justice. But
How do we say it?
Xochitl, and a lot of people just call her Xochi.
Xochi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Xochitl Torres Small.
Xochitl Torres Small.
And she's been doing a really great job. I'm really proud of Democrats for having run women for that seat for the last 3 or 4 cycles. And while we haven't been successful, I think it really does reflect our values as Democrats and as Southern New Mexicans that we value having a woman's voice in that seat. It's a huge district. It's the New Mexico 2nd Congressional District is the largest congressional district that's not a single state. So like states like Alaska have 1 congressperson. So outside of states that have only 1 congressperson, CD2 is the largest congressional district in the country geographically. And so it's a really diverse place. It stretches from the Boot Heel all the way to eastern New Mexico, from Valencia County down to Doña Ana County. So there's a lot of different voices in that area, and we've had a particular voice there for a very long time, and it's definitely time for another voice one way or the other.
Yeah, awesome. So I'm going to get both of you in on this conversation, okay? So we'll make a top 5 list, okay?
Okay.
So let's make a top 5 list of things Susana Martinez is going to do after she leaves the governor mansion.
Fun, okay.
Her husband's working in Doña Ana County now. Mm-hmm. So what do you think she's going to do when she's out of office? You can go first.
Pizza party.
Pizza party?
Yeah.
Another pizza party?
Pizza party.
Throw beer bottles at things.
Okay, throw beer bottles at things. One more. I'll do the last one. One more.
I don't know. Hopefully relax a little.
Yeah. Maybe ski.
Take some stress off.
Maybe ski.
Maybe ski passing. Maybe ski
She might.
passes. Yeah, so.
Hopefully she doesn't hurt herself this time, though.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. But skiing's pretty hard. So
I'm from the desert, man. We don't get snow.
Yeah. So in other news, not like New Mexico news, but I know Hillary Clinton won this state in 2016.
16. Yeah.
So many years, I just. So
it does seem like a million years ago.
Yeah, 2016 she won. I read recently today that she might run again in 2020. What do you think the odds of that are?
I don't know. I don't really understand national politics.
Okay.
I work so closely in New Mexico politics, and I'm so passionate about not just the state, but really from where I'm from in southern New Mexico, and it's hard for me to understand how the rest of the country thinks. So I really don't even have an opinion, to be honest, about that. We need to fix our state first, and we've got 2 years left before we even have to worry about that. So
yeah. What about you, Cathy?
Seems unlikely that she'd run again. I don't know.
Yeah. Who would you guys like to see run in 2020? I'm still hoping Oprah.
I've had a chance to meet Kamala Harris a few times. I would love to see her run. I think
really
Cory Booker would be a really great candidate.
Yeah. They would be a duo. They would be.
Yeah, it would be pretty dynamite, to be honest.
That's how it would be, I think.
I think so.
Yellowstone would erupt, and America would just be like, yes, finally.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about it that way, but yeah, you're right. That's how it would be.
Give me a reaction. How do you think Okay, never mind, actually.
Oh, no.
So, let me see. So, voting is on Tuesday.
Voting is on Tuesday, tomorrow, for those that are watching in real time. And we've already seen historic early voting numbers across the state, which is a fantastic, sort of no matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, just people involved in the process is always a good thing. So, yeah, these early numbers, Doña Ana County led the way for the first 2 weeks. Doña County has the most accessible early voting laws in the county or in the state for any county. I would love to see down the road New Mexico embrace a system that allows early voting in the same way that Doña Ana County does, all over all 33 counties. Okay. But yeah, you know, Bernalillo County's been killing it. Valencia County's been doing good. Santa Fe County's been doing good. So yeah, we just need to remember that New Mexico is a big state. It's not just Albuquerque. It's not just Santa Fe. It's not even just Las Cruces. We have 33 counties here, and there's a lot of different voices. And but I think we can all agree that we want to see our state move forward and you know, improve in a lot of different areas.
Awesome. So really quick, can you give viewers a place they can follow you?
Oh, sure. So I would like to encourage everybody to follow Progress Now on Twitter @ProgressNowNM, also on Facebook, Progress Now New Mexico. If you do want to follow me personally on Facebook, I have a page. It's just at Las Cruces Lucas. And then on Twitter, I'm at Lucas Herndon. And you can follow me there and #NMPoll for all the good stuff all the time.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Lucas and Cathy. Thank you guys. Round of applause for our 2 special guests today. Thank you guys so much. Again, my name is Isiah Yazzie with the New Mexico Inquisition. Be sure to tune in. Come check us out at a live premiering every Friday. Follow us on Facebook to keep up to date. Thank you guys very much. We'll see New Mexico later.